You don't have to be an Imam or a Sheikh to understand this simple yet embarrassing verse in the Quran from Allah, who Muslims claim to be the all-knowing. He delivers the prophecy but abrogates immediately in the very next verse and replaces with another prophecy. This verse is so damaging and can destroy the reliability of the Quran to be the word of God. Read the verse carefully. Surah 8:65. O Prophet! Rouse the believers to the fight. If there are 20 amongst you, patient and persevering, they will vanquish 200, if 100, they will vanquish 1,000 of the unbelievers. Pay close attention here. Allah says, they will vanquish 200. As you can see, this is not a commandment or a general instruction but a prophecy which guarantees victory for believers. This is a prophetic assurance from Allah to his believers. In other words, when Muslims are in a battle, victory is in the hands of their God Allah, not in their own hands. So according to the prophecy, a single Muslim will vanquish 10 enemy fighters, that is, a ratio of 1 to 10. Carefully note that all the words that come from Allah cannot be changed as Allah himself declares it in the Quran. Surah 50:29. The sentence that cometh from me cannot be changed. This unequivocal statement from Allah tells us that every word that comes from him would be fulfilled and nothing can prevent it. Now, was Surah 8:65 fulfilled? As embarrassing as it may seem, Allah abrogated his own prophecy, which he said can never be changed. Moreover, Allah contradicts his own prophecy and replaces it with another verse with a different equation. Surah 8:66. For the present, Allah hath lightened your task, for he knows that there is a weak spot in you, but even so, if there are 100 of you, patient and persevering, they will vanquish 200, and if 1,000, they will vanquish 2,000, with the leave of Allah, for Allah is with those who patiently persevere. According to Sahih Bukhari, Allah, in order to win the support of his believers, never gave a second thought to abolish his own prophecy but replaced with another prophecy to please his followers. The equation now stands at 1 to 2 from 1 to 10. Allah's confusing behavior further demonstrates that his followers never really believed him when he gave the prophecy in Surah 8:65, hence he had to abrogate his own prophecy. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 6, Book 60, number 176, narrated Ibn Abbas, when the verse, if there are 20 steadfast amongst you, Muslims, they will overcome 200, non-Muslims, was revealed. It became hard on the Muslims when it became compulsory that one Muslim ought not to flee, in war, before 10, non-Muslims. So Allah lightened the order by revealing, but now Allah has lightened your task for he knows that there is weakness in you. So if there are of you 100 steadfast, they will overcome 200 i.e. non-Muslims. Ishaq, 326. Abdullah told me that when this verse came down it was a shock to the Muslims who took it hard. They were afraid as the odds were too great. So Allah relieved them and cancelled the verse with another, now has Allah relieved you and he knows that there is a weakness among you, so if there are 100, rather than 20, they will vanquish 200. What more hilarious is that, Allah, who should know the weakness of his believers since he's all-knowing, did not know anything about it until he came to know in verse 8:66. He had no idea about the strength of his followers but claims he knows everything in just a verse later after they openly complained to his prophet Muhammad. Allah literally holds his own followers responsible for his failed prophecy. Thus, this verse from Quran affirms once again that Allah is a false God.